Today, at President Trump's direction, the United States Treasury has begun Operation Economic Outcast, an unprecedented campaign against the Islamic Republic of Iran and its enablers.
Iran will regard any country's participation in or support for America's economic war against the Iranian people as an act of war.
The United States or Iran. Today is August 24th, 2026, and we're hearing that the United States today, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent made an announcement that there will be economic D-Day starting today, and that all nations are to cut ties with Iran. And Iran is saying you've got 48 hours to decide, and if you cut ties with us, there will be military responses. This is your attack warning. Take a look at the latest headlines with me. Breaking news: U.S. warns other nations to cut Iranian ties in the announcement of the new sanctions. Take a look here. Bessent unveils sanctions designed to cripple Iran. U.S. sanctions Chinese entities, issuing a global warning of economic D-Day against Iran. Now, Iran vows to retaliate against any country that cooperates with the fresh U.S. sanctions. Iranian parliament speaker says, "We are hungry, we cannot survive," as we're hearing that some of the hardliners may be giving in to the pressure. Take a look. Ghalibaf's hunger warning sparks hardline backlash over showing weakness, they are saying. Now, he comes back and says, Iranian parliament speaker hits back at Trump's fake news, saying, "I was not showing weakness." But you're going to be seeing here what it was that Trump had to say. Economic D-Day sanctions against Iran will be the single greatest financial offensive ever. Bessent says, "We're hearing nothing in history has ever been like we are about to see unfold with an economic attack against this nation." Iran vows there will be devastating responses as the U.S. threatens a crushing sanction designed to collapse the Iranian regime. And you can see here coming out today, August 24th, 2026, this morning, Donald Trump says Iran is completely collapsing. President Donald J. Trump. And we're going to get to all the details. I'm going to be playing for you the actual announcement that came out today from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. As we're hearing, they are going to crush Iran economically. And we're hearing that the Iranian regime right now is under collapse, under pressure. They're turning on each other. We actually saw Ghalibaf come out and say we could win militarily, but if we are hungry and we can't feed people, we will still lose. Other leaders jumped on him, attacking him for what they said was a sign of weakness, and he came back and he kind of walked back that statement and accused Donald Trump of lies, and he said, "Make America hungry again," saying that we are the ones starving here in the United States. Man, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, in addition to that, as I mentioned, I'm going to be playing for you the actual announcements.
Today, at President Trump's direction,
we are at war. The Islamist terrorist regime in Iran has attacked our country, not just once, but 3 times now. This time in a major cybersecurity attack that shut down one of our power plants for 4 days. This is civilian infrastructure they've targeted, not military. The thing that keeps the lights on for people like you and me. It is a direct attack on us. Let me remind you, this country, the United Kingdom, hasn't ever bombed or offensively attacked the Islamist regime in Iran. In fact, we refuse to help our closest and most important ally, the United States of America, in their fight to eradicate these terrorists. This is a regime that has sent men to this country, with MI5 reporting having to foil more than 20 terror plots against them in this country alone. It's a regime that's fired 2 drone strikes at our bases in Cyprus. One Hezbollah missile, an IRGC ally, successfully hitting our base. Even the then Defense Secretary, John Healey, who's now our Chancellor, reportedly had to run for cover in that base as missile threats came in from the regime. They have chanted "Death to England" in their Friday prayers and have now targeted our civilian infrastructure. But what have we done in response? What has the new Prime Minister Andy Burnham done? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, they plot to kill British people, bomb our bases, shut down our infrastructure. Our pathetic and weak government seems to just shrug and say, "Oh, let's hope it doesn't hit us again. Let's hope it was not harder next time." What is the point of having a military that does nothing when our enemies attack us? Never in British history has a country, this country in particular, been attacked and failed to respond. There's weak people on the left and the right? What does it need to take for them to be inspired to see this country act when a massive Islamist IRGC terror attack kills British people, perhaps, when our bases get actually bombed by missiles, when the lights go out at home? It is cowardice for people to be saying this is not a war, this is not our war. It is our war. I say this to Andy Burnham. This was your first major test. And what did you do to show our enemies you are serious and won't accept attacks on civilians and on our soil? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's what you've done. I bet those terrorists are laughing at him, sat there in their bunkers in the IRGC in Iran, along with our enemies around the world. Maybe Putin's having a laugh as well. If he can't respond with force, then frankly, Andy Burnham is unfit to be Prime Minister. He can't protect us, can he?
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth with all diligence and sincerity. This is the brother Lahad coming to you with another lesson. All right. Yeah, man. As you can see, America is pretty much at war with Iran. And they're losing allies. But as you know, the breakdown of it is that you can see the beast that's forming, where it's America, all right, the tiny tops, and the UK, you know, and that's where these missiles, when the war does get nuclear, are gonna be shot on, all right. Iran is gonna and Russia are gonna team up together with North Korea and various other different nations, all right. The EU, China, and they're going to shoot missiles on UK, all right, the state Israel, and completely obliterate America, all right? This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Right, China's no longer cool with America. All right, South Korea isn't messing with America and prevailed against thee. If they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, there is none understanding in him. Right, all these different nations that have made money off of America, well, they're not dealing anymore because they're halting them from doing trade with Iran. And Trump pretty much said it. If you're with Iran, you know, we ain't cool no more. All right, you got to pick a side. All right. Now they're pushing people to pick sides, man. Because this war is about to begin. All right. This is Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right, because all these different countries, you know, are putting their money into war, man. All right, especially America, you know, with the joining of the troops. All right, but if I'm not mistaken, America doesn't have a nuclear program like that anymore, but they do have nukes. All right, but these other nations, you know, they're steady sharpening their swords, man. Those scientists are on it, you know, when it comes to guys like Russia, who's supplying Iran and different nations with nukes and have been for over a decade. You know, it's been getting there. All right. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around about. Right there, they're strengthening each other, man. They're banding together. America and Israel band together and form their own army. And to be honest, they're going to need them. But it's going to be to no avail. It says, that cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow. For their wickedness is great, and the fats, meaning the wine vats, all right, poured out with judgment and mixture, and also the grapes being the people, the wine being blood. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. All right. Try to make this quick as I can. Gotta get ready to prepare for tomorrow. So Salaki. Yeah, here it is. Revelation 20 and 10. And the devil that deceives them was cast in a lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Right. The beast being NATO. All right. And the false prophet being the Vatican, man. All right. And then tying it all in with the crown, where the elites govern America in the UK. All right. And like that guy was saying, the reporter was saying, hey, their prime minister doesn't give a damn about them, just like Trump doesn't give a damn about his citizens. That's who's going to be affected, the citizens, man, the people. All right. It's 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and 9. It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, these people, which now have abused my ways. All right. They mocked the messengers of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but now these people's demise has come. And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such in their life have received benefits and have not known me. All right. So the Lord is about to come down with great judgment, man. All right. So this is the time of the end. The end is not yet, but we're very close, man. We're really just waiting on the mandate of that chip. But the way that things are looking, they're about to start pushing all that full force, man. The martial law, the digital borders with these digital IDs, putting it deeper under the skin, as Trump said. Yeah, now is the time of the end. This is Daniel 12 and verse 1. And at that time, Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be at a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. Even to that same time, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. I'm gonna get that in the blue letter. This is Daniel 12 and 1 in the NLT. At that time, Michael the archangel, who stands guard over your nation, So we have a top angel that the Most High, through Yahweh Shai, has set up as a guard over our nation when these times start to rise up. It says it will arise. Then there shall be a time of anguish greater than any since nations first came into existence. So that's what's about to happen, man. All right. So it's saying a time that's coming is going to be worse than any other time since people were formed on the earth. But at that time, every one of your people whose name is written in the book will be rescued. The book of what? The book of life. All right. All the elect and the 1/3 that are written in the book of life, you know, they're going to be rejoicing against this judgment that the Most High is about to bring. This is Matthew 24 and 7. 6, Salakia. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right. And in NLT it says, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately. So the end is close, but it's not going to be imminent, you know, with these nations being at war, because there's a few things that have to happen. We're at war now, but the war is going to end with nukes. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All right, all these are the beginning of sorrows, and we see this as the beginning of sorrows, man. Things shit shooting up. All right, there's going to be scarcities and famines, great famines. All right. And Lord's will soon deliverance. Yeah, this is Job 5:18. For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth and his hands make whole. So in these times, you know, you're gonna see family members and people that you know and work with start to suffer, man. All right, and come at each other, all right, and blame each other for the politicians that they chose, all right, and offing each other, all right. Different social groups that already are attacking each other online and rolling on each other, you know. Not to mention these different nations are sending cyber attacks to each other. You know, I forgot to mention that. All right. And that's going to be the excuse when things start to shut down over here, man. You got Canada threatening to make the red states bleed, you know. Canada ain't playing with Trump, man. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. And let's say, what if Canada allowed, and Venezuela and Cuba allowed Russia or Iran to use their airspace, or, you know, to use their land and territory? America will be fucked. All right. It trusted in its waters, having no borders, but this place is going to be surrounded. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. That's when the nuke's gonna hit this place, and then deliverance, man. And famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and in war, the power of the sword. All right. So hey, if something like Jake did get like drafted against their will, and they were fighting to be in the spirit, Yahweh Shai is still gonna protect that man. All right. I mean, I couldn't see Jay getting drafted, you know. If you deny to go, They're just gonna lock your ass up. What Esau does is that he wants boots on the ground. All hands on deck type of situation. This is Ezekiel 38:11. Now it shall say, it's talking about Russia, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, right? Because America it doesn't have borders really. You know, it's just surrounded by water. To take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, and that dwell in the midst of the land. All right? So that's what's going to happen, man. Eventually, all these nations are going to turn on her roundabout and shoot their arrows. Yeah, this is Jeremiah 50:26. Come against her from the uttermost border. Open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Right, you know, because especially once they do another so-called cyber attack that would really shut everything down, or EMP. All right. This place will be defenseless. It says, slay all her bullocks, you know, which is what a bull sacrifices, the people. Let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, and the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh, our power, the vengeance of his temple. And this is how you know that this is talking about America today. Ultimately, because the elect are going to be delivered up out of this situation. It says, call together the archers against Babylon. All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done, do unto her. For she hath been proud against the Lord Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh. All right. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord power of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. Right, because all the evil that you've done against the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and continue to do. All right. Because of Satanism that you've pushed and all your wickedness, the Lord is making it known, man. Because he knows that he has but a short time. But hey, with that, I'm going to end this lesson off and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakodah, Shalom, and the Baba Ball.